The moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to piss off a little peon. You know what I mean?
I can't believe a stand-up dude doing his time would suddenly say, I don't want to be here no more. I'm gonna become a rat bastard. And I'm gonna have my girl tell on my mans and them.
We'll just let it be told when the story gets told. Yeah. And I'm only gonna stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
50 Cent has been going after Big Meech again, but Rick Ross just spilled the truth about why. It's not just a beef. 50 Cent has an agenda to bring Meech down for good. The lies, the manipulation, and the game 50's playing are crazy. Here's the twist. At one point, 50 and Meech actually got along. They respected each other. After Meech got out of prison, 50 was there, visiting him, showing love, and keeping their bond strong. It made sense, too, because 50 built his BMF TV show around Meech's story. The BMF TV show, which premiered in 2021, brought fresh attention to the Black Mafia family story. In many ways, 50 Cent helped make Meech even more of a household name in hip-hop culture. Meech had been sentenced to 30 years in 2008 for multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy and money laundering, all tied to his role in the Black Mafia family empire. But by October 15, 2024, after serving most of his sentence, Meech was granted early release from a Florida prison and started a new chapter. Meech is now in a halfway house, finishing up the last part of his reduced sentence. His official release date is January 27, 2026, and he'll be on supervised release until then. But even with that, he's making sure everyone knows he's back. His release was a huge moment, and 50 Cent was there to support him until things changed. Once Meech decided to link up with Rick Ross, it was over between them. Now that Meech is out, he's ready to make his big comeback with a star-studded welcome home concert that's about to shake up Miami.
It's the biggest boss, Ricky Rose. The time has come. Meech on. February 13th, get your tickets right now. It's going down. We know Florida gonna be there. Miami gonna be there. The legend himself gonna be in the building.
Let's be real. After nearly 20 years behind bars, it only makes sense for Big Meech to make a grand return with a proper homecoming. And what better way than with Rick Ross performing BMF right in front of the man who inspired it? But Rick Ross isn't the only one taking the stage. The lineup is packed with huge names like Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Kodak Black, 42 Doug, ESTG, Moneybag Yo, Boss Mun, Low, and more. But there's one person missing, and 50 Cent wasn't happy about it. If you know 50, you know he's all about loyalty. He's been beefing with Rick Ross for years, and now Meech is standing with his biggest enemy. 50 wasn't having it. So let's rewind and look at the legendary feud between Rick Ross and 50 Cent. 50 Cent and Rick Ross have had one of the longest and most heated beefs in hip-hop, and it's one that 50 will never let go of. It all started back in the late 2000s over something so small, it almost sounds funny now. Allegedly, 50 gave Ross a weird look at an award show, and that was all it took to spark a huge war. From then on, 50 attacked Ross's credibility, exposing his past as a correctional officer and calling him a fraud. He even went as far as leaking an explicit tape of Ross's baby mama just to humiliate him. The beef was messy and unrelenting, and neither of them has backed down. So when Big Meech announced his show with Rick Ross, 50 saw it as a huge betrayal. For 50, it wasn't just business, it was about loyalty. Instead of letting it slide, 50 did what he does best. He went to war.
Hey, say what you want about 50 Cent, but I swear this man's pettiness is uncanny. Like this, I feel it's everybody's alter ego.
The moment Big Meech's Welcome Home concert was announced, 50 Cent didn't waste any time responding. He hopped on Instagram with a post showing a giant rat and the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." But that wasn't even the worst part. In the post, 50 made it clear that Meech made a huge mistake by cutting ties with one person, Tammy Cowens. You might be wondering who she is, and you're not alone. Tammy was Meech's assistant and business partner back in the day. Here's the twist. According to former BMF member Blue Da Vinci, Tammy allegedly turned on Meech and became an FBI informant. She was even in charge of BMF Entertainment while Meech was locked up in 2008. But by 2009, she was said to be working with the feds. Blue hinted that if Tammy flipped, maybe Meech did the same thing to get his sentence reduced. And if there's one thing 50 Cent loves, it's accusing people of snitching. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Tammy had actually been working with 50 for years. She even reached out to him with a message for Meech.
I agree. It's unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
It really is, but I agree. So, we'll just let it be told when the story gets told.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
If working with Tammy made Meech a snitch, then what does that say about 50 Cent? People quickly called 50 out for being a hypocrite, pointing out that he was all cool with Tammy when it helped him. If he didn't have a problem with her before, why was he suddenly so mad about her connection to Meech? Meech wasn't about to let 50 get away with that. The next day, he posted a picture of him and 50 on Instagram, but with a big rat sticker over 50's face and "Internet Gangster" stamped across his body. The message was loud and clear. Meech wasn't having it. And just to take it further, Rick Ross, who always loves trolling 50, jumped in, laughing at how worked up 50 was over Meech taking a picture with him. Ross even threw in a little joke, saying something like, "You put your back against the wall and just lie down." But if you thought 50 was going to take that L and let it go, you clearly don't know 50 Cent. Later that same day, 50 Cent came back with another Instagram post, this time mocking Meech's response. He started calling Meech Big Screech, hinting that he's a rat, and claimed the text messages going around were crazy. Then he shared a viral video of some random guy talking about snitching, but with Meech's face edited onto it. In the video, the guy says, "Bro, I get paid to snitch now, classified. I can't even really talk about this. Oh my god, I'm only telling you, cause you my boy, but don't you see what I did to Roger? You see what I did to Roger? He had 40 years. 40 years. You want signs?" The caption added, he had Tammy Cowens doing all his dirty work. Her new ta, "I'll break it down." Screech directed her and connected her to people to get his time cut. Basically, 50 kept pushing the idea that Meech was making moves behind the scenes to get his sentence shortened. But it didn't stop there. 50 also went after Meech's son, Lil Meech, calling him ungrateful and accusing him of turning on him. Even Lil Meech got caught in the crossfire. In the middle of all this, 50 also turned on Lil Meech, threatening to kick him off the BMF show and embarrass him in public. The worst part? Lil Meech had always been loyal to 50. He clearly didn't want to be involved in the drama and actually tried to end the beef. He even reached out to 50 over text, hoping to fix things. He wrote, "Now you mad at me when I take the shirt off my back for you? I can't believe this. Man, you act like I'm your enemy. I've always shown you love and loyalty. I go through my own stuff, but I never switched up on you." He even admitted that Rick Ross helped his dad by giving him money to pay his bills until the next season of BMF. But 50 wasn't having it. He took those private messages and posted them all over Instagram with the caption, "What next season? Little Ninja?" He made it clear that BMF was no longer a focus for Meech. If Meech thought he could smooth things over, 50 shut that down quick. Things got even messier when 50 posted a video montage of Lil Meech and Rick Ross together, making the whole situation even more personal. 50 Cent wasn't holding back, and this time, he brought up something from Rick Ross's past to take another jab at Meech. He posted old clips of Ross and his daughter from when they were teens, showing them at her Sweet 16 party in 2018 and even going to prom together. The post claimed they used to date. Now, you might be wondering why 50 decided to bring this up in 2025. Was it just for petty drama? Of course. But 50 wasn't just messing around. He used it as an opportunity to roast Meech's parenting too. He wrote, "Why didn't old boy look out for Mimi and send him to acting school? Big Screech? All your people that were out here didn't do anything for him. You come home thinking you're the Black Pablo Escobar and messed him up." Then, 50 started flexing about how much money he's made for the Flannery family through his BMF show on Stars. He claimed, I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine so bad? You're wearing the baby's jewelry? Expletive, give the baby back his jewelry. 50 wasn't letting up, doubling down on the snitching accusations, even though Meech had already publicly denied folding under pressure. But Meech wasn't going to let 50 keep pushing that narrative. In a video response, he made it clear that he wasn't going to sit back and let 50 talk like that.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
But 50 wasn't letting it slide. Instead of backing down, he jumped on Instagram and went off on Meech again. He wrote, "Don't let nobody trick me off the street. You tricked yourself off the street. I never told you to tell Tammy to tell." And just when you thought it couldn't get pettier, 50 started roasting Meech's concert. He warned, be disappointed when Lil Baby doesn't show up, when Skills doesn't show up, when V doesn't show up, and all these other people don't show up. 50 even said, I wasn't going to address this, but look, he's reading this, mocking Meech even more. Then, in his caption, he made sure everyone got the point. If the artists don't show up, are you going to want a refund? Big Screech isn't even going to be there. He can't go out after 6 p.m. But don't take my word for it, go ahead. Knock yourself out. And because 50 couldn't resist getting the last laugh, he posted a skit making fun of Meech, acting like he was reading off cue cards. The skit showed Meech saying, I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets, but I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena. 50 ended it with, LOL, this is crazy, my stomach, laughing at the whole situation. So, with all this drama going on, the real question is, what does this mean for BMF? The 4th season is set to drop on Starz this spring, but with 50 threatening to fire Lil Meech, who literally plays his father in the show, no one knows what's going to happen next. Let's be real, 50 can be petty enough to actually follow through on that threat. But it's not just 50 causing trouble. Rick Ross couldn't stay out of the drama either. Now, he's talking about making his own version of the BMF story, adding even more heat to the fire. This situation is definitely far from over, and it's only getting more interesting.
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
And it's not just any movie. Rick Ross is bringing in some serious Hollywood talent. He's calling in big-name directors like Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua, and Quentin Tarantino. He's pumped about it, saying, this is going to be huge, I can feel it. I'm just talking, but when you're talking to a major player like me, you've got to listen. The moves I make? I definitely have a plan. I don't waste time on small-time stuff. The fallout from all this drama has been wild. Even Young Buck, who used to be in 50's G-Unit, jumped in and backed Big Meech. He showed love to Meech, saying, welcome home, Big Meech. Quit playing with dude. You know I'm going to say that much. Over and out, I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. You know what it is. Looks like this beef is just getting started. When Buck stepped in to defend Meech, 50 fired back hard, saying, this fool fell out with me because he likes boys. I didn't tell him to go loving on a expletive, he couldn't resist. Fans started wondering if 50's obsession with beef was finally catching up to him. So here's the big question. Is 50 really mad about loyalty, or is he just trying to keep control over the BMF brand? Because if we're talking loyalty, his own son has something else to say. It definitely makes you question what's really driving all the drama. 50 Cent's son, Marquise Jackson, didn't hold back when he found out Lil Meech got cut off by 50 for hanging with Rick Ross. He threw some serious shade, saying, I thought you were special. You really thought you were special? Who told you that? Marquise definitely made his opinion clear. 50 has a history of calling out people he claims are snitches, Ja Rule, T.I., and now Big Meech. It's starting to seem like a pattern, and people are starting to wonder why he always has this info. Meanwhile, Rick Ross and Big Meech are moving on with their plans. They've got their concert set, their business is thriving, and they're clearly not bothered by 50's words. It's obvious this beef isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So, what's really going on? Is 50 Cent trying to expose Big Meech, or is he just mad that he's losing control of the BMF empire? Fans are torn. Some are saying 50's not wrong for what he's doing. Things are getting messy, and it's hard to say how it's all going to end. Some people are saying of Gotti is the reason 50 almost lost his life, and that Big Meech doesn't owe him any loyalty. It's all about the principle, though. Big Meech and Lil Meech don't owe 50 anything. Yeah, 50 helped get them some new attention through the BMF show, but BMF was already a big deal before and after 50 came into the picture. Just because the show brought them more fame doesn't mean they owe 50 everything. The BMF show has had its ups and downs over the years, but one thing's clear, this beef is far from over. If things keep going the way they are, we might be in for the messiest hip-hop drama of 2025. What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want even more on the biggest hip-hop feuds, make sure to stick around for our next video. You don't want to miss it.